weapon that the combatants have is their ability to deceive the other one. The Americans knew the code of Hitler's Enigma machine. And there was a village, a town in England that was going to be bombed. And they knew that if they had warned those people, Hitler would know that they had broken the code. So they sacrificed that town. Now that is sometimes what generals do for the greater good. I'm not saying that I sacrificed anybody or towns. But what I am saying is this. The messenger told you that through me he would get all his people. And the messenger told some of you the extreme value of me to him in this work. I may not have value in your eyes, you know, but in the eyes of a man with a heck of a mission, a helper like me has extraordinary value. How do you think God and the messenger feel if you now go out and attack a man that don't have nothing in his heart for you but good? And now you're going to judge me on the basis of your half-learned self, so that you get to be like Columbus. Why did we let half-original man Columbus discover the poor part of the planet Earth? Because the original man is the God and the owner of the earth and knows every square inch of it and has chosen for himself the best part. He didn't care about the poor part. But what does all that mean? Columbus didn't want to go the way of the ancient travelers. They had already mapped out a route to Asia. He wanted a new route. So he got somebody to invest in him, and he lost those ships and all his men just about. When they finally got to Hispaniola, as they called it, they were full of disease and most of them had died. And the messenger said, that's the way it is with the half-learned hypocrites among my people. You get a little bit of learning now, and now you are so wise that you can find a new route. You forsake the peaceful route that ancient travelers have gone. What is that route? Obedience to God. That's the route. But do you think you are wiser than Allah, so you want to carve out a new way of doing things? So you end up losing what you thought you had and losing your life as well. For my brother Khalid to be buried in the uniform of a Black Panther, when God had raised him and gave him the best of his creation, the sun, the moon, and the stars. And then you would name yourself after a beast that we created. See? and to hear my brother crying out, black power, as though we are not on a course to gain real power. Not shout it out, but get it. And you look at me, you say, well, Farrakhan, you see, why you got us voting? The messenger didn't have us voting. Why you sitting in with these preachers? The messenger said them preachers was the worst enemy of the black man. Now you sitting up in their churches. You don't have my assignment. You should follow me. I have made friends with them so that I could teach them. If they perceive us as their enemy, will they hear what we have to say? What did you read in your lessons? How did John Hawkins get our people? He came on a ship. What was the name of the ship? What was it? Why did he put a good man's name on the ship? To do what? When he got him out to sea, what did he do? He run up the skull and crossbones. He had what he wanted now. He tricked you by using a good man's name. Musa raised the Caucasian up and taught him some of the forgotten trick knowledge. He didn't teach him all of it. He taught him some of it. But what he taught him of Yaqub's tricknology was so strong that he almost have us standing on our head.
But hadn't rid of the line. Right. They want to try to criticize us. Criticize Khalid Muhammad for being buried as a panther when he was a former member of the Nation of Islam.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's correct.
That's right. He was a panther. Right. And you name yourself after a beast. Shut up. Right. For those who say that, and I hope this tape will get to those who saying that.
Right. Okay.
Was not the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called the Lamb of Allah?
Yes, sir.
Was he not called the Lamb of God?
Yes, sir.
I didn't hear the Honorable Elijah Muhammad going around bah.
Right.
Bah. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad was not a sheep, but he was called the Lamb of God.
Right.
Meaning that he was given the scriptural term and title that is rooted in how we as African people have used comparisons to animals. Us being in tune with nature.
Yes, sir.
To describe divine attributes within ourselves. But those who are ignorant of African culture and African history don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Right.
But Honorable Elijah Muhammad was not a beast, but he was called a Lamb of God.
Right.
And we are no less proud to be called panthers.
Right.
Because the panther was produced by a cycle of white supremacy that puts us now in the context of having to form a resistance movement. And when you see panther, panther is a symbol of resistance.
Yes, sir.
Panther is a symbol of opposition.
Yes, sir.
Panther means one who is dedicated and determined in the fight for the liberation of African people.
Right.
But this panther, which you don't want to mess with, it means one that is a disciplined and a peaceful person. But if you attack us, we will make war with you.
Right.
Not you, our people, only some of you, our people. But I'm talking about the enemy.
Yes, sir.
The white man. But the panther is necessary as an internal quality of the African person fighting for freedom. It represents the quality of a fierce and uncompromising warrior.
Yes, sir.
That will tear your ass up. Pardon my language.
Yes, sir.
If need be. So, You don't know what you're talking about. I'll get